Let's just all stay here and just exhale. We got through another storm. We have some cleanup to do, but let's just be grateful it wasn't anything more than what it was.
Stay inside, though, with the heat. I mean, it's
there is
so humid.
Definitely a tropical air mass nearby. If you step outside for more than about 5 seconds, you can figure that out. As we take a live look here from Sanibel Island, from the Island Inn, things still pretty choppy in the Gulf, but not stopping some people from going down there and taking advantage of the view. We sure have a beautiful place to live here, this spot we call home. But a reminder, again, like we mentioned earlier in the newscast, there could yet again be some small things that you don't want to step on in the beaches, so make sure you watch where you step here if you're going to venture out and see how the Gulf is churned up right now, or if you go there this weekend with your family. Winds are breezy, but not nearly as windy as yesterday, of course. We did have a few gusts top 30 miles an hour in the Fort Myers area, but thankfully the winds are forecast to lighten up tomorrow, and then the forecast for the weekend actually looks pretty calm, so you might actually be able to get out on the water if you're lucky enough to have a boat here this weekend. Right this moment on First Alert Live Doppler radar, the thunderstorm that was over top of the northern half of Marco Island is pulling away from the island. It's moving along pretty quick here, so if you live just to like the Bellmead area and just east of Lely, there's a pretty fast moving storm off toward the northeast. Otherwise, across areas of Lee County, all we really have right now would just be a few very isolated splashy showers that are rapidly pushing off toward the east-northeast. That also goes for this shower over Lehigh Acres that's also headed off toward the east-northeast and pushing away from the Veterans Park area. Not all too much for us to focus on across the Charlotte County, and though there are some scattered storms here on the western side of the lake, these are all moving off toward the east-northeast, so a heads up in spots like Moorhaven and Clewiston for the next hour. For the rest of the night tonight, we'll keep watching the Gulf. Anything pops up over top of the water, it may splash into our coastal areas, but the widest concentration of showers and thunderstorms headed toward the other side of the state tonight, well inland of Interstate 75. For tomorrow, there's still a tropical air mass overhead, so the hour-by-hour forecast is picking up on the opportunity of some isolated showers in the area during the first few hours of the day. After lunchtime, though, it looks like, much like today, the widest coverage of showers and thunderstorms will again favor our inland areas along into the east of Interstate 75. But like I mentioned before, not expected to be nearly as breezy tomorrow as it was today, and especially as compared to yesterday, as most of us should see wind speeds stay below 15 miles an hour all day long. 7-day forecast keeps temperatures and conditions about where you'd expect them for Labor Day this weekend here as we get toward the upcoming holiday. High temperatures for the next 4 days expected to consistently top out in the low to mid-90s, with nighttime lows only dropping off into the mid-70s. Now, I know nobody wants to talk any tropics anymore, but I do just want to quickly show you the map. Now, as Idalia moves away from us, we still have a Category 1 hurricane called Franklin pulling away from us, and a new storm that formed earlier today called Tropical Storm Jose. But that will also not bother us. It is moving away from the United States. The only other area that shows imminent development would be this system here off the coast of Africa, but it is already moving toward the west-northwest, so we have no tropical weather concerns through the upcoming holiday weekend. Amen. Back to you.
Charlotte Library. He'll walk you through weather and hurricane forecasting, and Rob is a great teacher, so you are going to want to go to this event. It's meant for 3rd grade to 6th grade students. The event starts at 11 o'clock in the morning. You do have to register, though, so we have the link to sign up on our website. That's NBC-2.com. Just look for this event under the News Links tab.
I give lots and lots of hurricane seminars throughout the year to adults, but oftentimes kids are just as interested in the weather as adults are.
Absolutely.
So this is what I'm doing for Saturday is a hurricane seminar, but it's geared to kids in ways that kids can better understand things. And when they better understand the weather, there's less to be afraid of, when you understand things much more. So I think we'll get a great turnout. We had one earlier this year in Port Charlotte. Had a wonderful turnout, so looking forward to meeting you and your family this weekend in Englewood. All right, weather-wise right now, things are pretty quiet, but we do have one shower that's been able to pop up here in North Fort Myers. It's not producing much in the way of thunder or lightning or anything like that, but it is dropping some rain right now from US 41 up along Bayshore toward Old Bridge Road, and then with an hour's lapse of the radar, you'll find here that it's not moving very very fast. It is progressing off toward the east-northeast. So we'll give a heads up here for areas along I-75 in the northwest corner of Buckingham as that shower does its thing. Big picture, not a lot going on here today, but the winds play a really big role in who has the best opportunity for some rain going forward. Remember how I showed you how that shower over North Fort Myers is moving off toward the east? It's being pushed by these very light winds that are out of the west and southwest. This afternoon, those west and southwest winds are going to pick up a little bit more, and what that will help to do is nudge the overwhelming majority of any additional downpours or thunderstorms that form today to go inland east of Interstate 75. So over Lee County today, we're really not expecting much through late afternoon and early evening over Cape Coral or Estero, Lehigh Acres or Gateway, as the majority of the rain today should again be well to the east of Interstate 75. So with that knowledge in mind, let's expand the view on Futurecast and take a look at where the downpours pop up today. Again, those winds out of the west and southwest are just pushing all the rain that pops up today to go mostly inland. So Hendry County and Glades County, neighborhoods around Lake Okeechobee, that's where the best chance of rain will be today, while communities west of the interstate, by comparison, your rain opportunities are a lot lower. Temperature-wise, with all this going on, it'll be warm and it's going to be humid. Numbers topping out in the 90s this afternoon. We will settle back into the upper 80s closer towards sunset, but across the board today, obviously, as you should expect this time of year, it's going to be mild and it's going to be pretty humid throughout the entire day. Overnight tonight, that humidity sticks around long enough to keep temperatures in the 70s overnight tonight. We'll only fall to about 70, for instance, in Cape Coral, 73 for the nighttime low in Naples. And though inland areas will be a touch cooler, LaBelle, Immokalee, Ave Maria, even there, nighttime low temperatures are forecast to drop into the upper 60s. A similar forecast greets us tomorrow. Yet again, we have west and southwest winds. Not very strong, but it's the wind direction that plays more of a role in the weather tomorrow as compared to the wind speed. Because whenever we have those west and southwest winds, as you'll find here, the majority of the downpours and thunderstorms that form in our community tend to go inland, well to the east of Interstate 75. So once again, it'll be communities like Lehigh and LaBelle where we'll have the best chance for some rain tomorrow, while communities west of I-75, well, by comparison, your rain opportunities are looking a little bit lower. As we move through the upcoming weekend, you'll find that both on Saturday and Sunday, the chance of an isolated shower or storm is there, but the overwhelming majority of the rain through the weekend, again, will favor areas east of Interstate 75. But when you look at the extended 7-day forecast here, you will find that once we get to next week, we should have much better rain coverage. The west and southwest winds that have been pushing the majority of the rain in our inland areas through the weekend, that's going to go away next week. So instead of having inland areas with the best chances for rain next week, once we get to Tuesday and Wednesday, the winds will turn around and push the majority of those downpours and thunderstorms toward the coast. Now, you're probably asking, Rob, why is your bike here at work? Well, tomorrow is National Bike to Work Day. But biking to work in Florida is not something we do very often around here.